I hear him say that he's a media channel. I hear him say that he's a media channel. I hear him say that he's a media channel. I hear him say that he's a media channel. I hear him say that he's a media channel. I hear him say that he's a ninja turtle. I hear him say that he's a ninja turtle. I hear him say that he's a ninja turtle. I hear him say that he's a ninja turtle. I hear him say that he's a ninja turtle. him say that in social media channel. Did I hear him say that in social media channel? Did I hear him say that in social media channel? Did I hear him say that in social media channel? Did I hear him say that in social media channel? I hear him say that he's a media trainer. I hear him say that he's a media trainer. I hear him say that he's a media trainer. I hear him say that he's a media trainer. I hear him say that he's a media trainer. hear him say that he's a media channel. I hear him say that he's a media channel. I hear him say that he's a media channel. I hear him say that he's a media channel. I hear him say that he's a media channel. hearing say that you should meet the channel. I hear him say that you should meet the channel. I hear him say that you should meet the channel. I hear him say that you should meet the channel. I hear him say that you should meet the channel. 对的，也让谁了？你说你的这个，对的，也让谁了？你说你的这个，对的，也让谁了？你说你的这个，对的，也让谁了？你说你的这个，对的，也让谁了？你说你的这个， Did I hear him say that he's gonna move their chains? Did I hear him say that he's gonna move their chains? Did I hear him say that he's gonna move their chains? Did I hear him say that he's gonna move their chains? Did I hear him say that he's gonna move their chains?
We are shortly ready to start our ceremonies. Before we do, please join me once again in thanking our magnificent string quartet. We hope today that you have the most wonderful, memorable experience which you will look back on in years to come with a great sense of pride. Before we start the ceremony, I do have 3 key messages to share with you. In the very unlikely event of us needing to evacuate our venue, please leave via the nearest exit, which might be behind you. Please follow our ushers to the assembly points. Guests requiring assistance will be escorted. Please take a moment now to see where your nearest exit is. In line with our firm commitment to our planet, our graduation programme is available digitally. You'll be able to follow the ceremony easily, as the list of names in the programme will broadly match the order in which our graduands take to the stage. Please do remember to switch your phones and devices onto silent. I know that at some points you will want to whoop, cheer and applaud, and I want you to know that we strongly embrace that here at Royal Holloway, so please do so with gusto. What I would ask of you, though, is that you whoop, cheer and applaud and then quietly pause, so that our next graduand, soon to be graduate, and their supporters can enjoy their moment too. This ceremony is being filmed, and our professional photographers will be taking that all-important picture of our graduates receiving their scroll. So as much as I know you'll want to capture that moment with your camera, please could I ask that you don't obstruct the view of the people behind you. And finally, at the end of our ceremony, our graduates will leave first, followed by our guests. Thank you. If you are able, please stand for the arrival of the procession.
Please take your seats. Guests, families, supporters, colleagues, friends. On behalf of the university, I am delighted to welcome you all to Royal Holloway on this very important occasion, our winter graduation ceremony. It's wonderful to see you all gathered here, and we welcome those of you visiting for the first time, those returning to a place that has become familiar, and those watching from around the world on screen. To you all, we extend a very warm Royal Holloway welcome. We hope you enjoy the ceremony, and we hope you have a truly happy and memorable day. Graduates from the School of Humanities will be presented at this ceremony. The first group of graduates presented are those who have been awarded a postgraduate certificate or diploma, followed by master's degrees, and finally, students with Doctor of Philosophy degrees. And so, with great pleasure, I welcome the Executive Dean of the School of Humanities, Professor Giuliana Pieri.
Hi, my name is Professor Giuliana Pieri, and I'm the Executive Dean for the School of Humanities. I'd like to warmly welcome you to our winter graduation ceremonies today. I would like to take a few moments to share how tremendously proud I am of our graduates. They're currently sat behind me in the adjoining room, watching me address them via a live video link. We will shortly be recognizing their wonderful achievements as they take to the stage, doff their cap, and receive their scroll. They will join us here in our ceremony venue to hear from our presiding officer for today, Professor Julie Sanders, Vice Chancellor and Principal, and our student orator, Francesca Haley. In all fields in the School of Humanities, students are taught by academics who engage in the top fields of research and practice. At Royal Holloway, these disciplines enjoy an enviable reputation for the quality of the research and teaching expertise of the staff, much of which is world-leading and internationally renowned. But today we're celebrating you, our master's and PhD students. We're all so incredibly proud of you. Postgraduate research at all levels requires passion, dedications to one's subject and discipline, academic rigor, and a mix of personal and professional skills that include resilience, tenacity, talent, and determination in completing your studies. The skills and knowledge you have gained while studying with us can be used as powerful tools to not only further yourselves, but also to enact change in the world. We believe in the engaged humanities, in which we are active subjects for social and cultural change. And paraphrasing educationalist Sir Tim Brickhouse, we think for ourselves and act for others. I want to encourage you all to take the lessons you've learned and go out and make changes in the world for the better. Help us to take forward the message of Royal Holloway as a university of social purpose, brave, bold, and future-facing. You may think that today marks the end of your time at Royal Holloway and your relationship with us, but that isn't true at all. We want to continue to share in your success and support you as you take the next steps in your career. Do keep us informed of what you go on to do. We all love to receive your news, and our next generation of students can be inspired by hearing about your successes as you step out as graduates. You are and will remain part of our humanities school community. I know how proud your departments are of your achievements. Well, they're here today with you. We feel very privileged to have played a small part in your journey through these formative years of your lives. You also, of course, remain part of a college community of over 90,000 alumni. And by staying in touch, you will have access to 2 years of career support, including career events, one-to-one appointments, online resources, mentoring opportunities. You will also be kept up to date with news from Royal Holloway and be invited to attend university and alumni events. The heads of department and I look forward to acknowledging your success today and meeting your families and your closest supporters. They too have been instrumental in your academic journeys. For now, though, on behalf of everyone in the School of Humanities, I offer you every good wish for the future, and congratulations. Make sure you celebrate your achievements. With great pleasure, we now move to the presentation of the graduates. Please welcome the Head of Department of Classics, Professor Christos Kremidas.
Professor Julie Sanders, Vice Chancellor and Principal. I would like to present graduates from the Department of Classics. For the award of postgraduate diploma degrees from the Department of Classics, Tana Randall. For the award of Master of Arts degrees from the Department of Classics, For an MA in Ancient History, Barnaby Booth. Theodore Christea. Rebecca Krebs. For the award of Master of Research degrees from the Department of Classics, for an M.Res in Rhetoric, Linda Russell Whittaker. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy degrees from the Department of Classics, for a thesis entitled Archaeology of Uncertainty, the Material Culture of Palestinian Refugees in South Lebanon, supervised by Dr. Zina Kamash and Dr. Liz Gloyn, Henrietta Ali Ahmad. For a thesis entitled Aspect Perception and the Homeric Inhabitants of Hades, supervised by Dr. Nick Lowe, James Norman. And that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Department of Classics. Please welcome the head of Department of English, Professor Adam Roberts.
Professor Julie Sanders, Vice-Chancellor and Principal. I would like to present graduands from the Department of English. For the award of Master of Arts degrees from the Department of English, the MA Creative Writing, Raisa Ahmed. Dia Akar. Hattie Atkins. Tabitha Carlos Frost. Winter Anthena Chen. Ka Lun Chung. Elizabeth Cope. Reverie Black. Laura Folger. Yanita Georgieva. Rosanna Hopkins. Taslima Khanom. Alia Kobushko. Megan Lewis. Lucy Murray. Rebecca O'Donnell. Shayla Padre. Hannah Prime. Madeline Richards. William Stewart. Alexandra Sismaniak. Alice Williams. Jasmine Woodley. Sarai Castro Iglesias. Larissa Field. Francesca Greenhow. Francesca Haley. Jessica Hancock. Roya Hodai. Ana Lopez Uso. Kieran Povey. Cecilia Ramos Fabi. Emily Shewell. Levita Gums. And now for the award of Doctor of Philosophy degrees from the Department of English. Christopher Ajisafe, who... Oh, excuse me, I'm supposed to read out the name of the thesis first. Let me start again. I apologise, Christopher. For the thesis title of I/We Chose You, supervised by myself, Professor Adam Roberts, Christopher Ajisafe. For the thesis title of Shakespeare and the Arab Spring, supervised by Dr. Dina Rankin, Fatima Al-Abdullah. For the thesis title of The Conceptualization and Aesthetic Treatment of Slavic Culture and Folklore in Young Adult Fantasy Literature, supervised by Dr. Prudence Chamberlain and by myself, Adam Roberts, Victoria Bovolino. for the thesis title of The Holocaust and the Apocalyptic Cultural Imagination of the Cold War, supervised by Professor Robert Eagleston, James Bulgin. For the thesis title of The Binding Thread, The Book of Yonah, supervised by Professor Redell Olson and by myself, Adam Roberts, Sarah Cave. For the thesis title of The Fin de Siècle New Woman in Bram Stoker's Dracula, supervised by myself, Adam Roberts, Theodora Jean. For the thesis title of The Sappho of South Kensington, a novel, and historical research and creative invention in the writing of literary biographical fiction, supervised by Professor Robert Hampson and myself, Adam Roberts, Gillian Adele Ward. That concludes the presentation of graduates from the Department of English. I would welcome the Head of Department of History, Professor Daniel Beer.
Professor Julie Sanders, Vice-Chancellor and Principal, I would like to present graduands from the Department of History. For the award of Master of Arts degrees from the Department of History. For the prize of MA Crusader Studies, prize for Best Overall Performance, Zeynep Chechen. Hallie Lawson. David Wallace Jr. Adam Williams. For the John Mervyn Hussey Memorial Prize in Byzantine Studies, Kyriakos Costa. For the John Mervyn Hussey Memorial Prize in Byzantine Studies, Alexander Sanderford. Janvi Acharya. Georgia Belton. Gabrielle De Mayo. Tabassum Hawa. Eleanor Huckle. Julie Leger. For the Alwyn Houghton Prize for Best Overall Performance in MA History, Leila Mahamati. Sophie Munich. Zoe Tickner. Irene Burgess. Rachel Davis. For the prize for MA Public History Best Overall Performance, Nicole DeRuschi. Megan Gray. Rebecca Kocher. Alisa Makarova. Hannah McCann. Theo Menyan. Effie Raleigh. Samuel Smith. Madeline Bryan. Phoebe Dunsire. For the prize for MA Holocaust Studies Best Overall Performance, William Edmonds. Nicholas Davidge. Vicky Aber. For the Caroline Barron Prize for Best Overall Performance in MA Medieval Studies, Catherine Newell. Anna Parker. And for the award of Doctor of Philosophy degrees from the Department of History. For a thesis entitled Creative Historian in Residence, Witnessing Stories of Migration in the Local School, supervised by Professor Sarah Ansari and Professor Helen Nicholson, Chloe Lee. That concludes the presentation of graduands from the Department of History. Please welcome the Head of Department of Languages, Literatures and Cultures, Professor Ruth Hemus.
I would now like to introduce Professor Julie Sanders, Vice-Chancellor and Principal. I would like to present graduands from the Department of Languages, Literatures and Cultures. For the award of Master of Arts degrees by Research from the Department of Languages, Literatures and Cultures. For the thesis, Mad Gain, The Benefits of Neurodivergent Identities in 19th Century French and Russian Discourse, supervised by Professor Hannah Thompson, Heathcliff Newman. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy degrees from the Department of Languages, Literatures and Cultures. For a thesis entitled Collier's Negroes, Demons, or Whichever You Fear Most, exploring legacies of non-white race and non-cisgender in Victor Hugo's Les Miserables, its adaptations and in fan works, supervised by Professor Hannah Thompson, Nemo Martin. That concludes the presentation of graduands from the Department of Languages, Literatures and Cultures.
So I would now we've finished presenting to our graduands, like to introduce our student orator, who will deliver a speech on behalf of all of those whom we are celebrating here today. So please welcome back Francesca Haley.
Okay, great. Hello and welcome everyone, and welcome class of 2023. So my name is Francesca, and I can't quite believe I'm saying it, but today I graduate with a Master's in English Literature. I applied to deliver this ceremony's speech with many ideas on what to talk about, but I have decided to use this platform to talk about community at Royal Holloway and how this ultimately shaped the person talking to you today. Throughout my master's degree, the word community was often used to describe us as postgraduates, as we were a smaller group of students who at the same time decided to continue studying, reading and researching topics of a similar nature. However, as the year progressed and my awareness around the importance of this community and many unlike on campus grew, I learnt that community wasn't prejudiced to the size of a group, but was there to support everyone within it no matter what. With this knowledge, I knew community had to be the central point of this speech, to highlight how it helped me and others overcome physical or metaphorical barriers. The community on campus is undeniable. When I started Royal Holloway in 2019 for my undergraduate degree, it didn't take me long to notice. I made friends who picked me up when I was lonely and missing home, and shortly joined the Hall Life team in my second year, where Royal Holloway very quickly began to feel like home away from home. I continued working with Hall Life throughout my master's, and although some definitely did think that I was mad being a postgraduate student still living in halls with undergraduate students, I wouldn't change it for the world. Working with the Hall Life team pushed my confidence and supplied me with many tools needed for a successful career and many skills that I would not have discovered if it wasn't for the invaluable advice given to me by my student colleagues. In the same year, I became Vice President of Rock and Metal Society, and there I met another community who was there for each other to harbour a safe and inclusive space for alternative subcultures. I met more amazing and like-minded people through this society and got to experience leadership and raising money for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, which did tip us to winning 2023's Student Union Fundraising and Impact Award. I'm still rather proud of that one. Thank you. Many of these skills and lessons on life I was applying, perhaps without realising, frequently and constantly throughout the duration of my master's degree, where my confidence finally shone through as a result of feeling part of this wonderful campus community. It's funny how I talk so much about community now, as it's become a central point in my current role working with Royal Holloway's volunteering team, as on a day-to-day basis I'm reminded of the importance of community and how we as humans possess the most wonderful ability to support and uplift one another, especially when we need it the most. From working with the fantastic Hall Life team to leading Rock and Metal Society, and my voluntary contributions enriched by the amazing volunteering department, who I can now gratefully call my colleagues, my identity has been shaped by this university's community, and I will forever be indebted to Royal Holloway. Now, it wouldn't be right for me to talk about community without talking about key community players who made a significant impact on my first time at Royal Holloway. Firstly, my course friend and one of the first people I met at Royal Holloway, Kieran Povey, who I have seen flourish academically and spiritually within this time. Watching you work on your dissertation with absolute passion and commitment made me such a proud friend, and your hard work has paid off. Next, I would just like to ask Wallace Wallace, who is not only one of my best friends, but who I have witnessed go from strength to strength, following his move from America to overcoming personal challenges and now focusing on his novel. Wallace, I am so proud of you. And lastly, and sorry to leave it on a bit of a cliche, and I beg my pardon, but I will not look at them because I will just burst into a puddle of tears, but my mum, Diana, and my dad, Simon, who should really be collecting this scroll with me. Their parenting not only taught me how to love, be compassionate, respectful, and kind, but taught me how importance of ambition and to overcome anything, no matter how hard I think it might be. From those 1 p.m. stressed library conversations to those 1 a.m. post-SU phone calls, I think you know what I'm on about, your support has never left my side, even if I'm 150 miles away. And I'm so grateful for the love and support you have always and continue to show me. I love you. Now, by focusing on the theme of community, this speech has hopefully shown how Royal Holloway has granted pivotal growth for myself, my peers, and motivated academic and personal success for students across the School of Humanities. Today, sitting here, students in subjects of English literature, history, languages, literatures, and subcultures are getting their degrees, and whether they have been here for a year, 2, or maybe 4 years like me, can say that they have been influenced by some way by Royal Holloway and Royal Holloway's community. Many of us sitting here today completed our studies in the toughest of conditions. We survived a global pandemic, countless cancelled lectures and seminars, and back-to-back deadlines during our busiest moments, and we should all be proud of the work we have achieved. So, class of 2023, stay in touch and stand true and proud today as we did it.
Thank you, Francesca, for sharing your experience with us here today. It's very moving, and thanks for all that you do for Royal Holloway. It's much appreciated. Congratulations. So it's now my great pleasure to welcome one of our talented students here at Royal Holloway who's going to entertain us with a short musical interlude. Will you please welcome into the room Pervit Dudiala. So while we're also thanking Probit for that astonishingly beautiful performance, can I also invite you to also thank our fantastic string quartet. We're very proud of music here at Royal Holloway. And at this point of the ceremony, while clapping hands are well in order, can I invite our graduates, for you are now officially graduates, to take the opportunity to thank all of your guests and all of your loved ones elsewhere today for everything they've done for you. Just a big hand of appreciation, please. Graduates, guests, colleagues, it is truly wonderful to be sharing this ceremony with you, celebrating, as we've heard, the fantastic achievements of the graduating class of 2023. Before I make a final address to those amazing graduates, will you just bear with me for a few seconds, because this is our final ceremony of a wonderful week of winter graduations, and these things don't happen by magic. There is an astonishing team who bring this all together with great grace and effort and goodwill. So to Matt and Sarah and Neil and Sue, to all of the professional services helpers, to the mace carriers, to the Bedells, to estates, to our cleaners, to the St John's ambulance man who stands out there day in, day out, just in case, to our Windsor Fanfare, to our musicians, to our student ambassadors. Can we just say a massive thank you? Graduation marks the end of a current programme of study, and I hope allows a brief but special time to reflect and to celebrate with fellow graduates, with the amazing lecturers and professional services teams who've supported you on the way, with family, friends, loved ones. You begin the next chapter of I know what will be a great story. It is a crossing of a threshold, as a couple of you remarked on, not both physical but emotional, a little bit scary, where people saying to me, where the hell do I go now? But we got there, didn't we? And I hope it's been moving, as well as a little bit anxiety creating at times. You are being very actively welcomed through this ceremony into the remarkable Royal Holloway global community, which stretches from here on the beautiful Egham campus to our central London sites and all around the world. And all of us here today hope that your new degree takes you on a career and a life path that is enjoyable and rewarding. But we also know that carrying within you the spirit of Royal Holloway, which is, as Juliana said at the beginning, about being a university of social purpose, about making a positive contribution in the world, that you will feel that you are also carrying something special within you. I've been really proud in the brief time I've been privileged to be the Vice-Chancellor and Principal of this university, to be with a community of colleagues who are researching and teaching in subjects from laboratory-based sciences through to the arts and humanities, and often in rich dialogue with each other. Students here today are living embodiments of the importance of understanding the past in all its divergence and differences, of engaging with the public and policymakers on their themes, on the importance of multilingualism and of being global. You have practical skills in immensity. You've gathered that by working with partners, by working through the Royal Holloway community, as you heard from Francesca, with the heritage sector, in archives, working in performance and professional concerts, working digitally. They are astonishing skills, and you make us all very proud, but you also make us very hopeful for the future of the disciplines and the subjects that you represent, and thank you for that. We live in complex times, but one of the amazing things about university communities is their ability to come together over difficult questions and issues, be they local, national, global, be they societal or economic, and they debate, they reason, they discover, they analyse, they support and they learn together, and they find knowledge-based solutions, often co-produced with partners, with industry, with policymakers, and of course with community groups and with creative and cultural sector. I'm endlessly moved by the communities of practice that our students represent and of the care and compassion that our whole university ecosystem holds within itself. So, graduates, we know you will use the superpower that is your degree to give back and to make a difference. In the words of performer and songwriter Taylor Swift, I have been inviting everybody this week to be defined by the things you love and not by the things that you're afraid of. As you heard, Royal Holloway is committed to being bold and brave and future-facing in what it does, but our students, our graduates, are the very best of us in that respect. You are ambassadors, you will be change makers, and we hope that you will be, in this complex world in which we live, carriers of hope and agency and possibility. So, as we move to the conclusion of the formal part of this final graduation ceremony for the week, I hope you have a chance to spend time with everyone you want to and to experience real joy reflecting on what has been achieved. But those degree scrolls that you now hold in your hands are, yes, they're testament to amazing hard work, intellectual capacity, to perseverance, and I am sure to a lot of love, commitment, and imagination, as well as late nights. But as you ready yourselves to leave this beautiful, special place as Royal Holloway graduates, I hope you know that as well as being statements of your achievements and your potential, that they're also a statement of responsibility. Education is a remarkable thing. So I hope you can find space to think about what is yet to come, because just as the history of this astonishing university strikes me every single day that I have the privilege to serve, your recent past, of course, is a vital ingredient in who you will be going forward. But what you will be going forward will also define us. You will be a crucial part of Royal Holloway's future story. So whatever those next steps, graduates, we wish you light and luck and love in your lives, and we know you will make us proud. Please try and make this difficult world beautiful, because I know you can. So go, be remarkable, do remarkable things, be kind, be productive, make a contribution, make a difference, and thank you. Thank you for being part of Royal Holloway's story today, tomorrow, and I hope long, long into the future, because as we've been saying throughout this ceremony, you are our greatest achievement, and we are so very, very proud of you. Thank you. And so finally, for those who feel comfortable doing so, could you please now stand for the recession?